Okay, number 7 says a sequence of figures are made up of regular pentagons using sticks of unit length. The first three figures in the sequence are shown below. Said the vertices in each figure are marked with dots. An incomplete diagram of figure 4 of the sequence is shown below. Complete figure 4 by adding more sticks and dots. Okay, so we have one here, we have 1, 2 here, we have 1, 2, 3. Well, based on what it looks like here, it looked like, okay, from this one, it's like up, down. We have up, down, up. So that means the next diagram has to come down a little bit or something. So it has to be connected from here. Well, in this spot. So let's do that. Is there a way to get a straight line here, boy? I need a straight line. Anyhow, forget that, yes. So I will draw just like this one here. I'll draw a straight line here because we're following the pattern, right? There's a patterns question. So sequence or pattern. Following this one, I'll draw it like that there. I know my diagram looking kind of off, but then from here we go in here, something like that. And then we connecting this over here. So it should have looked a little smaller, but it should look something like that for 2 marks. Okay. For those. So that tends to be the easiest part of patterns. Let's go to the part where you have to figure out the formula and all kind of thing. So part B says, study the pattern of numbers in each row of the table below. Each row relates to one of the figures in the sequence of figures shown on page 22. Show rows have not been included in the table. Say some rows now. What am I reading? Yeah, so complete the rows corresponding to 1, 2, and 3. Where's one? Okay, 1, 2, and 3. Cool. All right. So let's figure out what patterns is going on here, right? We have to figure out because sometimes it's good to figure out the formula as well. Sometimes it could be easy, sometimes it can be good tricky, I'm telling you all. But for figure 1 has 5, 6, 5 dots. Okay. Figure 2 has 9, 6, 8 dots. Huh. Figure 3 has 13, 6, 11 dots. That's interesting. What we could do here, hmm, we need to figure out the formula because if we look at this, right, the numbers seem to be from here to here. It increased by 4, right? It increased by 4, 6 between figure 1 and 2. And then from figure 2 to 3, it increased by 4 again. Yeah. So it keeps increasing by 4 for the next consecutive figure. So our formula could definitely have something like probably 4 multiplied by the figure number would be add 1. Let's try it and see. So if it is we say 4 multiplied by the figure number, which is 1 in this case, and we add 1 to it, what will we get? 5. 4 by 1 is 4. 4 add 1 is 5. Okay, so it works there, but we have to make sure it works for all of them, right? So using the same thing, 4 multiplied by the next figure number, which is 2, and we add 1. So if we say 4, this is 8, 8 add 1 is 9, okay, so we got a 9, 6 for figure 2. So it seems to be working out. So let's test it for the third one. If it works for all 3, that's definitely the formula we would use to find sticks. Number 6. So we say 4 multiplied by figure number. This figure number is 3 and we add 1. 4 3s are 12, 12 add 1 is 13. Yeah, that's definitely it. So with patterns, you have to try to figure out what is repeating and stuff. Things tend to be repeating and you create a formula out of it. So the formula, we could write it here where you have n represents the figure number. So we can say 4 by n or 4n, or you can write it as 4 by n, add 1. Okay, or 4n, add 1. So to get the figure number for figure number 20, we say 4 multiplied by 20. That's the figure number, add 1. You can use your calculator or whatever you want to. 4 twos are 8. 80 add 1 is 81. 80 add 1 is 81. So this is 81 over here. Okay, we don't need to figure out no more number 6. All the number 6 are filled out. We need to figure out the formula now for dots though. So what's going on with the dots column? Hmm. Uh, for the dots, let's see. We have 5 and it increased by 3 here, right? So they added 3 to 5 to get a number of dots for figure 2. And the difference between 11 and 8 apparently is 3 as well. 8 and 3 is 11. So 3 was added here as well to give us 11. So we see the number 3 repeating. So we could use that in our formula. So again, including n, which is the figure number, we could say, or we could try and say probably 3 multiplied by the figure number 1. But what do we have to do next to get 5? We have to add 2. Because 3 by 1 is 3. But to get 5, we need to add 2. Right? So 3 by 1 is 3 and 2 is 5. Okay. So it works for here. But you have to make sure it works for all. It can't just work for one. It has to work for all of them to be certain that's the correct formula that you created. So try this again. 3 by the next figure number, which is 2. And we have to add the same 2. So the only thing that's really changing from the formula is the figure number. Everything else remains. The 3 remains, the 2 remains. So 3 twos are 6. 6 add 2 is 8. It works out here too. So let's try for this one to be sure. 3 multiplied by the figure number 3, add 2 again. 3 threes are 9. 9 add 2 is definitely 11. So that is the correct thing, which we will write over here. So we take in 3, we multiply by the figure number, which is represented by n. And then we add in 2 to figure out the answers for the number of dots. So 3 n add 2. All right. So we're using the same thing here. Try and figure out a space point. Space somewhere. I'll do it below. But it's already the equation for S and D to show the relationship between number 6. We already have that. Well, anyhow, we'll come back to that just now. But I think I'll take part of the screen here and I'll work out for figure number 20, right? So for figure number 20, to find the number of dots, which is missing, you're taking 3n plus 2, right? So 3 by figure number 20, 3 by 20, 2, that'll give us 82, right? Apparently. Apparently. Let me make sure. 3 twos are 6. No, that's not 82. That gives us 62. Okay. Yeah. Apparently 62. So we put in 62 here. And this one we need to figure out the number of dots and the figure number. So here's what we have to do. The only thing they provided for this one is the answer for the number 6. Anytime you are given the answer and you know the formula that you need to use, create an equation. So the formula that we're using for this column or it's the formula pretty much. It's 4n or 4 multiplied by n add 1. And that is equal to 169. So we know the answer, we create an equation and then you transpose. Just say your transposition comes in handy. So we need to move the positive one first. Now, when you transpose, then you move anything minus in first or followed by adding. So we're moving the positive one first. I'm just doing it as quickly as possible. So we're taking away one on both sides. This will leave us with 168. This will cancel off, leaving us with 4n is equal to 168. 4n is 4 multiplied by n. We do the opposite of multiplication, which is to divide. Okay, divide. 4 into 4 is 1. You know, so n is equal to what? Well, we can use the calculator, or me, I'll just do it quickly in my head. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 8 divided by 4 is 2. So I'm getting figure number 42. So this is figure number 42. Okay. Um, we now need to figure out its number of dots. So since we know it's figure number 42, oh boy, I need some space. I'll use probably somewhere here. We're using the formula to find number of dots, which is 3n at 2. We know that n is 42, which is figure number 42. So, uh, so 3 multiplied by 42 add 2. All right, I got 120 for the number of dots in figure 42. Are we finished with that table? Yeah. If you all have questions about that table, let me know. So you also want to check to see what is the pattern, right? Sometimes in some patterns question, you might get numbers subtracting or numbers increasing. So you will have seen we saw 4 keep adding for the next figure. In 6, and for this one, 3 kept adding. So you can use that to multiply by the figure number and then figure out whether you need to add a number or take away a number to get what they give us. Yeah, so that's part of patterns. Could be the trickiest part to me with patterns or sequence questions is figuring out the formula. But once you get a formula, everything else should be easy because you use that same formula to fill out any missing number of sticks in this case, and the same formula to figure out any missing number of dots. What do you want here now? Let's see, says, hold on, excuse me. Let's take out this line from here. Table that from there. Such write an equation in S, D, and N to show the relationship between the number of 6, S, and the number that's D, for figure N. Okay. Um, in order for us to do that, right? What we could do, sticks and I want to see the relationship between six and all we have to really do, there are different ways to really figure it out. We know the number 6 can be found by taking 4n plus 1, and we know the number of dots can be found by 3n plus 2. So we could show their relationship by either taking away, multiplying, or dividing. I think I'll go the route or the way of multiplication. Yeah, I'll do the multiplication version of it. So it means in order to find SD, because I said the one equation, the one right, which is 6 multiplied by dots. We take in the equations. So it's what I'm going to do here would form what is known as a quadratic equation. Why is this thing start back again? Okay. So multiplying their two formulae. Um, I need to clear some of these things from the screen. I hope you all got these. So I am going to take off this from here because I need a workings column or something. I need. Okay, okay, okay. All right. So when you have two brackets, you take in one number or term from the first bracket, multiply by the entire next bracket. So for n has to be multiplied by 3n plus 2. So 4 threes are 12, n by n is n squared because both of them would be to the power of 1. So you add their powers, get the power of 2 when you multiply. And then 4 by 2 is 8. Both of them are positive, so we put plus 8. And the n, don't forget to put it back here because there isn't another n, so that will remain. So the first part thus far we have 12n plus 8n. And same thing again, we're going to do, we're taking the number 1. We don't even have to do that, because any number you multiply by 1, or any term you multiply by 1 doesn't change. But just to show, 1 by 3n is still 3n. 1 by 2 is still 2. The 3n is positive, so we put add 3n plus 2. Okay, the only thing we could simplify here, we could add these two. They are both terms in n, so we can add their coefficient. So 8 add 3 is 11. Yeah, so that'll be 11n. It's still positive. We have the plus 2. We have the 12n squared. And yeah, so that's the least y'all could do. When they ask you to show the relationship, you can multiply the two formulae. In this case, you and over a quadratic equation. So technically, this can lead to a whole graph situation in other words. All right, any questions before I move